What's going on, guys? JPP2 here. Hope you guys are enjoying your Friday. And for today's spicy matchup, we have a Prank Kids versus a Floowandereeze, with my opponent playing Floowandereeze going first. Now, you guys see something in my hand. Yes, I did start with Artifact Lancia, and yes, in this meta, if you start with Artifact Lancia, preemptively pop it during your opponent's draw or standby phase if you are going second, because a lot of people are running pots, and those pots do banish out cards. In your opponent's main phase, the priority is on them, so you cannot preemptively pop Lancia. You can only do that during draw or standby phase. So do pop it. In this specific scenario, I actually forgot to pop it. I was not paying attention to the game, and I forgot to preemptively pop my Artifact Lancia. And with this, the opponent shows me he is playing Floowandereeze, so I pop my Artifact Lancia, which resolves. Now, unfortunately, if the opponent does have a map on the field, they have full combo. Even without the map, they still have full combo. Even if you Artifact Lancia your opponent, because they can still go into the M-Pen. M-Pen can search for Dreaming Town, which would be full combo for the opponent. It's just that their cards will not get banished. They will go to the graveyard, so they cannot chain block the next turn. Now over here, what ended up happening, you guys did not realize, usually with the M-Pen you want to search for the Dreaming Town. Instead, this guy searched for Scary C. Scary C states that if your opponent special summons a monster, you negate the summon itself, bounce the card, and your opponent can conduct up to 3 normal summons that turn. Extremely harmful for us as a Prank Kids player. Now if you guys look at my hand, I have nothing but Prank Kids names. Now usually in my videos I complain about bricking, or on my Twitch stream I do brick here and there, and I do complain about it. So this hand is the complete opposite of it. I have nothing but pranks, names, and skill drain. So we know the opponent has set down a Scary C, and if I normal summon out a card, if he has a small bird name in his hand, he gets full combo, which I do not want happening. I do not want to take that risk whatsoever. So what I end up doing is that I just set down my drop C, set down skill drain, end my turn. With that, my opponent draws a card, and apparently he drew into Unexplored. Now don't ask me why. This guy did not hard draw a Dreaming Town. The card he has set down is not Dreaming Town. The card he has set down, I'll tell you guys right now, is Imperm. So I do not know why he searched for Scary C. But again, that's just Floow players. They do what they want. So with this, he shows me the Stride in his hand. So this guy did have a small bird name in his hand. He pitches Rabina with the map, and he activates the Stride, chain blocks with Rabina, to which we activate our skill drain. Now don't get me wrong, we are not out of the woods just yet. Because if the last card in his hand turns out to be a big named monster, he could just tribute my skill drain through Unexplored and still do full combo and kill me. So the threat is still there. As long as Unexplored stays on the field, the threat of skill drain being removed is still there. So Stride gets negated, we're okay with that. The opponent goes battle phase, so thankfully, one full turn, he did not have a way to go past my skill drain. Whacks me in the face for 700 with a Stride, ends his turn. We're okay with that. Draw phase, I draw into an Imperm, a dead card. Now at this point I said, might as well just get it over with, because if I do not, once I had the skill drain flip over, even if I normal summon a card, he activates map and puts a card on the field, it's negated anyway, so he's not going to be able to combo me. So at this point I thought the Scary C is going to be staying on the field if I don't go into my combo. If I don't go into my Meowmoo, it's going to be there on the field forever. So once we secure our turn with skill drain, I just go into my Meowmoo. So my Meowmoo gets, the summon itself gets negated, so I cannot even activate my graveyard activation. So with that, I just set down my Fancy, set down Imperm, end my turn. Now again, if you guys are wondering why I can set down Fancies even though I already committed my normal summon to the play, it's from the effect of the Scary C. Scary C, if he negates the special, then it says your opponent can conduct up to 3 normal summon sets that turn. That's the reason why I could set down my Fancies before I ended my turn. With that, the turn changes over. Opponent's turn, let's see what he does. Again, as I told you guys, the threat is still there. So he activates map, he pitches Eaglin, gets the Robina, chain blocks with the Eaglin. I mean, skill drain's still active, so it doesn't matter what he does. He gets the Eaglin back into his hand, sure, we don't care much about it. As long as he has no way to access a big name, we're good. Then he tributes his Dimensional Shifter over his Robina to banish out the Robina. I'm okay with that. I understand that logic. You want to put as much damage on the field as possible. That is what the opponent is going for. Unfortunately for him, I had set down a Fansies, which has a 2k defense. So the D-Shifter beating into it means he takes 800 damage himself. He has to bump his Eaglin into my Fansies and then whacks me in the face for 700 with the Stride. We're okay with all of this. Turn change, we draw into a card. Turns out we draw into a Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion means I have a big combo extension. I cannot OTK my opponent this turn because Nightmare or Access Code, they come on the field negated as well, so no way to OTK the opponent. The Doodle-Doo itself is negated because of skill drain, so I cannot search for pranks and pitch Panday, so I cannot do that play either. So we pitch pranks, we go into our Bow Wow, we're going to activate the Lamseys, burn the opponent for 500, special out Roxy's, then do Instant Fusion, go into Rocket Ride. Rocket Ride will tribute itself to pull out 2 cards, different named Prankist monsters from the graveyard onto the field. I choose Doodle-Doo plus Dropsies. Now Doodle-Doo has to tribute itself because we do want to get the pranks back into our hand, because as you guys see in my graveyard, I have a bunch of different named cards in my graveyard. I desperately need to recycle my cards out. And the Dropsies was to start a combo on my next turn because we might recycle Meowmoo as well. Now over here I thought about this, do I want to go into my roster or not? And then I decided why not. If the opponent somehow tries to get rid of skill drain, we can use our roster to wipe the opponent's back row. And since skill drain's active, he cannot use the Empen's effect to have the attack of the roster. Roster can just beat over the Empen. Empen's gone, so if he somehow outs my skill drain, we could just use the roster, pop the opponent's back row as well. So we should be good to go. With the Roxy's Banish plus draw, I actually top decked a Twin Twister. This was an insane draw, because now I have a way to out the Unexplored. On my opponent's turn, this Unexplored is gone during draw phase. You guys will see what I mean. So with that, we set down our Twin Twister, we whack into the Empen, kill off the Empen. At the end of the turn, we recycle our 3 cards from the graveyard, so this will allow me a draw. Now that draw will be my discard fodder to activate Twin Twister, meaning this card can only tribute summon during main phase. We are going to get rid of this card during draw or standby. So instantly when he draws a card, I activate Twin Twister, pitch out my plays from my hand, and pop his back row. Now Unexplored had to go. That was a big threat to us. It had to go away. I did not know what the other face down set was. He set that card down turn 1, so I assumed maybe it was Dreaming Town, and he was holding on to Dreaming Town for a long time because I had skill drain active on the field. That was my first thought. Apparently it was not. So Imperm was a dead card on the field. I should have, in hindsight, I should have popped the map over that face down set, but again, you cannot take risks, right? With that, he activates the map, he pitches out a copy of Token, puts the Eaglin, chain blocks with Robina. We're okay with all this. He cannot even get to his big name now. Even if he gets his big name, that's okay with us as well, because any of his big names are nowhere above 3k attack. They are 2.8k max, or 2.9 if you consider Snow Owl. So even if he puts Snow Owl, he cannot get rid of the roster. So I'm okay in all of those aspects. Unfortunately, he top decked a Raigeki, so Raigeki does get rid of my board. Now, if you guys were in my position, and this happened to you, looking at the graveyard, I'm going to scroll down really slowly, looking at the graveyard, tell me, which card would you add back to your hand? Let me know in the comment section below, but I will tell you guys my choice. My choice is the Instant Fusion. So we're going to be adding back the Instant Fusion from the roster's floating effect. Opponent sets down a card, goes into battle phase, starts whacking me with his monsters. We're okay with that. I'm down to 2.9k life points. As long as I am above 1000 life points, Instant Fusion means I still get to combo. So we activate Instant Fusion, burn ourselves for 1k, go into Rocket Ride. Rocket Ride, it's going to tribute itself. Now, over here, I was again sweating because if this card turned out to be a Call by the Grave, I would have lost the game. But with the way the opponent put the card down, I assumed it was Imperm. Now, I don't know if the opponent knew how Imperm works when you have Skill Drain active on the field, because it becomes a dead card on the field. But with the way he set his card, I assumed it was Imperm. So with that, we pull out our Bow Wow plus Doodle-Doo. We activate Doodle-Doo, tribute itself, get Place plus Lamseeds. We're going to activate Place, add a copy of Roxy's from our deck to our hand. We're going to normal out the Roxy's, and then we're going to activate Pranks, pitch the Lamseeds, get a token, go into our copy of Doodle-Doo. So now this Doodle-Doo can attack this turn, and I do want to activate Roxy's from the graveyard to banish the Call by the Grave from my hand to hopefully draw into something better. Because Call by the Grave against Floow players is useless, even though he has Robina in his graveyard, he has Eaglin, he has Empen, you do not want to Call by the Grave any of those cards. Call by the Grave again, it's pretty, as long as it don't max your Ash Blossom you, it's a useless card in your hand against Floow players. So I activate Roxy's, chain block with my Place in case he has Ash, and then I chain block the Place with my Doodle-Doo. Doodle-Doo is already negated, so we don't care about it. Place resolves, lowers the opponent's monster's attack by 500. We banish out the Call by the Grave. Top deck a Pandemonium. Top decking a Pandemonium at this point means my Butler combo is now online. On the opponent's turn, we could actually go into Butler. So we activate Pranks, recycle out our Meow Moo, so next turn we can go into our Meow Moo combo. And on the drop phase, we pop Bow Wow, adding to our hand a Lamseeds plus a Dropsies. So if we have Lamseeds, Dropsies, and Fansies, that means Butler combo is now online. Opponent activates map, shows the Robina. He's going to pitch Stride. I'm okay with that. He's going to get the Stride back. Sure. Then he is going to tribute into a Snow Owl. Don't know why. He was playing Snow Owl. He's going to activate both the Eaglin and the Robina from the graveyard and add them back to his hand, which I'm okay with. We don't care much about it. Any card that comes in the field face up is negated. So all this does not matter. With that, he was trying to end his turn to go into battle phase, so I just used my Pandemonium, go into my Butler. Now, a point to keep in mind, on opponent's turn, always put the Butler face up defense because Forbidden Droplet is a thing. Your opponent can Forbidden Droplet you, take away half the attack of the Butler, which will put it down to 1.5k, which it can be easily beat over. So always put your card face up defense on the opponent's turn. Then we activate all our graveyard activation, Fansies, Lamseeds, and Dropsies. I am not going to use my Butler to pop the opponent's field. No need to. I want to keep my Butler on the field. Because Skill Drain's active and we already recycled our Meow moves, if I try to pop my opponent's field, my Butler has to tribute itself. And why would I bother to tribute a 3.5k attack monster? He beats into my Doodle-Doo, kills off my Lamseeds as well. We're okay with that, don't care much for it. And with that, the opponent ends his turn. Our draw phase, I draw into another copy of Lancia, good for me. So we straight away go into our battle phase. Now the reason why I straight away went into the battle phase is because I do not have a way to link climb. Yes, I have Meow Moo, but I do not have either Doodle-Doo or my Bow Wow. Both my Doodle-Doos and my Bow Wow are in the graveyard. That's the reason why I did not link climb. Otherwise, I had lethal this turn itself. So with that, we killed the Snow Owl. He tries to activate Snow Owl. Of course, Skill Drain is active, so he cannot do it. We kill off his D-Shifter as well, whack him in the face for 1.7k, and then we start recycling cards. Now keep in mind, I did have lethal that turn itself. How do you say I have lethal? Is because I could have whacked my Butler into his D-Shifter. He would have taken 2.9k damage, I believe, and then if I popped my Butler to kill off his whole field, I'm pretty sure I had lethal. I did not count perfectly, but I was pretty sure I had lethal. But I wanted to, let's say I wanted to BM this guy, or I did not even calculate it at that point, and I kept going into my turn. Now all the cards I have in my hand, they kill off Floow completely. I activate my Lancia again on the opponent's activation of the map. So his map resolves, he's going to show me a Stride. He had Stry in his hand, but seeing this, the opponent just scoops. Not even scoops. He Alt F4s the game. As you guys see, connection failed. That's going to be it for today's game, guys. If you guys do enjoy this kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subbing to my channel for more daily prank kit video uploads. If you guys are interested in the live version of all of this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule and a link to my Discord will be in the video description itself for you guys to check out. This is JPBduel signing off for today. I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace!